Did you guys know that 2 weeks ago the Beatles released a total new song? Yeah, the Beatles, that band that break up in 1970s, and that actually two of their original members are dead. It is crazy because if you told me this 1 year ago, I wouldn't believe you because I mean I will cry and be crazy, but it is really amazing how a band that started in 1960 is currently listened in today 2023. Yeah, I mean that song is we can call it a generally uh, a Beatles song because the four of them are playing that during different time periods because the the song is an original demo made by John Lennon before he died, obviously. And then the other three members tried to complete it in 1999 or 1995, but due to technology problems, it wasn't really finished up until today, 2023, when it was released. Well, I'm not talking about the song. This is an example of the magnitude of their legacy, the Beatles' legacy, and why many times is considered to be the most influential band in music history. And sometimes it's called that the Beatles are an overrated band, but why? And that why the people that love this band have them in a very high pedestal? Well, um, this is all because all the innovations that they made, because they were a very popular band during their days, and this helps to develop technology in the music industry. And nowadays, um, the things that are mm, like a standard, they were like new things in their time. So, one really simple example is that they wrote their own material. During the Beatles days, they were another pop music stars that they didn't wrote their records, they didn't wrote their lyrics, their songs, their various hits, but the Beatles were actually writers of their own songs. I mean, except for some covers that they made in their first albums, but all of their songs were written by them. And also, they help to develop some innovative techniques of recording stuff like the loops. The loops nowadays are so common that it's almost in every song, and the Beatles help to develop the loops. The loops, if you don't know, is an extract of a record that is repeated in a indeterminate way in a song. Also, the double tracking. The double tracking is a recording technique that is used to is like they put the voices in two times, but it is recorded only once. And it is curious because John Lennon was too lazy to record his part another time and then another time and then another time, that they developed a technique to record it only once and have two tracks in one song. Also, now moving more to music terrain, the Beatles bring new sounds to the pop music, like very unknown instruments like the sitar. The sitar is a big Indian instrument that it wasn't really known until a song in 1990. In 1965, it's a song that is called Norwegian Wood, that for the popular ears was like a surprise because that instrument wasn't used in pop music during that time. And also another, I didn't mention it, but recording technique was to record a guitar solo, sing like a part of a song and then put it backwards, and it is like an innovation for also a pop music industry. And now, the Beatles also helped to make the big stadium concerts. Nowadays, it's very, very common, and it is also impossible to imagine a concert not being in a big stadium with a lot of different people, like thousands of people in only a stadium. But that in that days, it was really weird, and it had no precedence. So the first concert that was made in a big stadium was in the Shea Stadium in 1965, and during a tour made by the Beatles. But the sound quality was too lame because the equipments of the Beatles, like the amps and the microphones to project the music, it was lame. It wasn't the developed the technology. So yeah, again, the Beatles kind of helped to develop more quality in the amplifiers, and more specifically, label called Box is an amplifier um, mark. And also, when when we are listening to an album, it is almost impossible not to imagine their cover. There are a lot of iconic album covers, and before the Beatles, the covers of the albums were like an Instagram post to present yourself to the audience. It was like the album cover was the artist being like this, or posing and blah 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 blah. And yeah, the first Beatles records were like that because it was like the standard. But during time they were starting to experimentate and made very iconic albums like the Sgt. Peppers or the Abbey Road, where they are walking in the street. So these iconic albums inspire other artists to make their iconic albums. So the album covers are very important in order to listen to the album and have a more complete experience. The Beatles made it and had no precedence before them. And you know, their longtime producer George Martin, in an interview, said that the 21st century kids will listen to the Beatles, and it's really, really amazing because that statement is true. I had the opportunity to assist to a Paul McCartney concert 2 days ago, and it was really amazing because there were people of all ages. There were little kids literally here. I mean, with their parents. There were old people. There were adults, young people like me. It is real amazing to know that a band that was kind of born in 1960 is currently until 2023, and they're still kind of breaking records because the Beatles had 20 number one singles in Billboard, and until today they had like 19 number one albums and sold nearly 183 million copies around now. And when Now and Then, the new Beatles song released, it was also a number one in the UK. So I can say that the Beatles are not dead. I mean, their legacy is not dead. So I think that's all. And the Beatles will be currently until maybe 100 years more. Sounds crazy, but yeah, it might be. Thank you.